Today, it's not exactly the Xbox you expect, but it exists. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. Shoutouts to the Destiny 2 community team for winning the award for Outstanding Community Support at the Game Awards.
Oh, hey, what a great achievement.
I agree. They've always made me feel like they have heard my feedback and are passing it on to the relevant team.
This is a raw nerve for you, isn't it?
The Recluse is a fair weapon. Hackers have found a way to mod Fallout 76 to insert NPCs into the game. Now, that may not sound particularly interesting. People have been modding Bethesda games for ages, and there's a nude guy who can't leave your camp isn't nearly as impressive as I've replaced all the dragons with Thomas the Tank Engine. But the trick this time is that Fallout 76 is, an online game, and some of these mods are affecting the experiences of other players. During 76's recent free weekend, a bunch of mods were going around that allowed players to spawn tons of legendary items on a free account, and then move those items to a mule account, and finally onto their regular account, where they can then sell them to regular, non-cheaty players who maybe should wonder where this guy got 10 identical legendary rocket launchers from, but no worries, they fell off the back of a truck, squire. The really weird part is the NPCs, because if another player is on your server, they can see your camp, but they can apparently also see all the things you've spawned in your camp, like objects from Fallout 4, including a report of the Brotherhood of Steel's Pridwin airship, and I don't fully understand how that's even able to happen. Anyway, the NPCs aren't very good. They spawn without clothes, usually without weapons. They can't leave your camp unless they're actively chasing an enemy, and sometimes the sounds their guns make sound like an auto turret. But hey, Bethesda hasn't even gotten that far yet.
Borderlands 3 has just been released on Google Stadia, but weirdly it's Borderlands from the past. Gearbox has released several new patches in the last few months, adding new features and endgame content, but the Stadia release is stuck at October 24th. Now, this isn't a Borderlands story, this is a Stadia story, because this highlights a unique feature of cloud gaming. You don't have to install updates. Everyone is always playing the latest version of the game. Or at least the latest version which the IT admin has decided to approve. Now think about that. I was an IT admin for several years, and let me tell you, we would go through a ton of change management meetings assessing all manner of stakeholders and configuration issues before we could roll out a single fix to anything in production. Now imagine that your user base isn't a bunch of mildly disaffected adults who are actually looking forward to Exchange being down so they can take a break from responding to email. Imagine it's a bunch of gamers paying a subscription to yell slurs at children when they want, where they want. I have sympathy for their device compliance team, but come on, Stadia. This whole service was your idea.
There's a new Xbox. It's called Xbox. Fuck you. Announced last week during an advertising showcase where occasionally awards were dispensed, Microsoft's newest Xbox looks like a monolith and sounds like a mistake, because the console itself is called the Xbox Series X, but the entire generation of Xbox consoles is called Xbox. A decision made to hurt me personally. In good news, it will be backwards compatible at launch. For some games. How many? No idea. When pressed, Xbox partner director of program management Jason Ronald said he wants the thousands of games from the Xbox One generation to eventually play on it, which is not an answer. And also what they said about older games playing on the Xbox One, which didn't really pan out. Anyway, it's matte black and looks about the size of a milk carton, which isn't going to fit nicely on a shelf. But word is you can run it on its side when it then becomes more of a toaster shape, which is also going to fit weirdly on a shelf. And attention, console manufacturers, we don't care as much as you about the physical hardware. Don't assume it's going to become the display piece of our entertainment unit. Make it so it can just go away.
Do you live in the United Kingdom or Australia? I'm sorry, because that means you get to actually make the choice to buy Puma's new gaming sock. Yes, it's a gaming sock, but don't be confused. I mean, it looks like a fucking shoe, but as it says on the handsome box made to resemble an Xbox Series X, it's for indoor use only. In fact, tell you what, rather than just write you a series of jokes, let me be lazy and just regurgitate the ad copy, shall I? Created with console gamers in mind, the gaming sock is the first edition capitalized active gaming footwear. Designed for indoor and in-arena use, it delivers seamless comfort, support, and grip so gamers can adapt to different active gaming modes and game their best. Right. First, console gamers only, so you PC arms race assholes can go find your own socks. Second, what? Modes. I'm actually glad I asked. You see, the features and benefits you described, the triple changer of socks, Puma. We're getting medial wrap-up grip in seek mode, lateral wrap-up support in attack mode, and heel wrap-up stability in cruise and defense mode. Puma's website shows no obvious transformation instructions, so I'm going to assume that this is a crock of shit. Also, if you wear these inside, they're not shoes, they're slippers. And I need new slippers to write off as a business expense. EU size 43.
Spoilers for Playdead's creepy indie game Inside. Okay. You know that horrible mass of limbs and whatnot that they call the Huddle? You remember the Huddle. If you've played the game, you'd be hard-pressed to forget it. Well, Playdead wanted to make a toy version of it because who wouldn't want an amorphous limb beast in toy form? I sure do. When I was a kid, we had to make our own with G.I. Joes and Play-Doh. Anyway, they went to the masters of replicating body parts into an uncanny simulacrum of life, Real Doll, who used their expertise in several different variants of silicone to get the hand feel exactly right. So yeah, if you want a fleshy lump feathered with tiny arms, here's the most realistic one money can buy. And can you fuck it? I mean, there's no natural point of ingress. I don't know, I just report the news, and simply because an inanimate replica of an ambulant meat pile has no obvious holes doesn't mean you can't be intimate with it, so sure, I guess you can probably fuck the Huddle.
What a way to go out on the air.
Yeah, this is the last checkpoint for this year. We will resume bringing you the video game news in 2020.
So if all of you video game companies could refrain from doing anything stupid in the next few weeks, that'd be handy, thanks.
In fact, if all you video game companies could refrain from doing anything stupid ever again, that'd be a fucking surprise, frankly.
Coming up, the 2B outfit has been nerfed in a recent patch for Final Fantasy XIV, as its ample proportions were interfering with other objects, especially when sitting. Developers are working around the clock to construct chairs that can contain dad ass. I really like the dude doing the...
Yes, I'm in a thing.